Hola, ¿cómo estás? This is Maestra Reed. In this presentation, I will teach you how to say time in Spanish. In Spanish, time means tiempo, and hora means hour. But when we want to say time, we say la hora. That's why we ask, ¿qué hora es? Even though the words are cognates, they don't match the context. Para decir la hora or to say the time, we are going to use son las with the time between 2 o'clock and 12 o'clock. And es la to say 1 o'clock, but we are going to say es la una because la hora is feminine. So we are using two because we have more than one or only one, plural and singular. After the hour, we are going to say y. To say quarter or 15 minutes, we are going to say y cuarto. It is very important that you say y cuarto because this word is very similar to cuatro, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, or cuarto, quarter. And to say the time on 30 minutes, in the minutes, we're going to say y media. This is something you want to put in your notes because what it's saying here, if you imagine that this is your clock, if you have the hand of the minutes in this side, you're going to say son las 2:10. But if your hand of the minutes is in the left side, you're going to say son las 2:10. I am going to give you some examples and I am going to explain a little bit more. This is the vocabulary you're going to have to remember. So on the dot is en punto, el mediodía, and notice here that mediodía ends on with a, but it's not going to be feminine, it's going to be masculine. Also, medianoche will be backwards, it's not going to be masculine, it's going to be feminine. With AM and PM, we have exactly the same thing that we have in English. So we're going to say for the AM, we can say AM or we can say de la mañana. And for the PM, depending on the person, depending on the time, depending on the countries, we can say de la tarde or de la noche, depending if it's, we will saying that between 7 and 8 o'clock, before 7 or 8 o'clock will be de la tarde, but some people will want to say de la noche maybe, and after 8 o'clock we will say de la noche. This is very important. This is where it's going to be our lesson. It is son las or es la to say the time right now. Like what time is it? ¿Qué hora es right now? Son las. And if we want to say what time something takes place, then we're going to say at, a las, es la una de la tarde. We are just saying the time, it is 1 o'clock. Tengo clase a la una de la tarde. I have class at 1 o'clock. So we're going to have to think if it's son las, if we're saying the time, or a las if we are saying what time something will happen or did happen. These are examples. So here we're going to say son las 10 en punto, 10 o'clock. ¿Qué hora es? Son las 5 en punto. It is 5 o'clock. ¿Qué hora es? Son las 5:10 because the clock or the hand of the minutes in the clock is in the right side. So we are going to use y. Son las 8:15. There is no rule that says that you have to say y cuarto instead of 15 minutes or 15, but for the purpose of our class, we are always going to say y cuarto. Son las 3:30. Same thing here. There is nothing that says, you can say 3:30, but also you can say 3:30. And again, for the purpose of learning this, we are always going to say y media. Es la 1:00. Only 1 o'clock is going to say it is 1. O es la 1. For all the other times, 2, 3, 4 until 12, we're going to use son las. That's very, very important. Here, because the hand is in the left side, we are going to use menos. Son las 10 menos 20. We do this in English also, but we do it backwards. In English, we will say it is 10, 20 to 10. So we say first the minutes and then what time is going to be. In Spanish, we will say what hour is going to be and then minus how many minutes, like how many minutes more to go. Son las 10 menos 20. It is 10 minus 20. That's like if we translate word by word. Son las 7 menos cuarto means that it's going to be 7 o'clock, but minus 15 minutes that we still have to go. In English, 6:45. In Spanish, 7 minus 15 minutes or quarter. Es la medianoche. This is the end of the presentation, but I will leave additional slides for you to practice. I will give you a few seconds to think, and then you can see the answers. Let me know if you have questions.